Hi folks, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. It's kind of an exciting day. I'm here to introduce you formally now. I kind of did a little introduction 6 weeks or so ago. I did a limited introduction of the new Aire for 2020. It has arrived at our dealership. This is the very first 2020 in the country to be on a dealer's lot. So I have the only one. Be glad to make it so you can have the only one. That's kind of what we're here for. So that's one exciting thing. Another exciting thing is this is my first video with Tony's new camera. Tony's got a new gadget, even higher definition. It's supposed to be less shaky, although he's shaking it up and down now. I'm not sure what that's all about. We noticed the other camera it never made my hair look right, so we bought this new one. I've been assured things will be better from here on out. Now, in this is the 35. Wait, did I say 35? 35-foot new Aire that came out, and this one actually has the 450 horse engine in it, which is a new offering as well. So, the 33-foot new Aire is adequately powered. I've driven one to Texas before. It's a good coach. I like it. But there were people out there that said, boy, if you're towing something really heavy, maybe you'd want a little bit more, and maybe when you're dealing with a coach with an MSRP of over $400,000, you'd want a little bit more. Okay, fair enough. So Newmar came out with the 450 horse engine. To do that, actually had to make it bigger, because if you just looked at the 360 horse engine next to the 450, there's a tremendous difference in size and weight between those two. So the coach had to get a little longer. Newmar did also take the opportunity, since we got a little bit longer, well, we might as well put a king bed in it too, since people are asking for that. So this new Aire checks all the boxes. We have the king size bed, we have the 450 horse engine, and we're 35 feet long. So that's the short story. Now we'll get into a little bit more detail like we always like to do. We like to show the coach with the slide rooms in. This is your walkway when the slides are in. So very nice through here, even right through the kitchen, easy into the bathroom. Can certainly access the refrigerator. You kind of have to do, if you want on the right hand side, you stand here. If you want on the left hand side, you stand here. But can certainly be done, which is really all we're looking for when we're going down the road, to be able to get in there and get what we need so we can keep it on the road. So that's what the coach looks like. You could make it back to the bed and lay on the bed as well. So, but that's what the coach looks like going down the road. So let's open up these slides, and we'll give you a very good example of what she looks like wide open. Okay, now we've opened up our new Aire 3545. We're wide open here. The 3545, well, it was originally called the 3345, and it was introduced in 2019 in response to customers' requests for a non-booth dinette. So this is the buffet-style dinette, freestanding chairs, that type of scenario with the televator back there. So this floor plan did exist as the 3345 last year. It's a 3545 this year as an option. Now what Newmar did, which was very smart, they had 3 floor plans of this in 2019. They had the 3341, 3343, and 3345. They still have all 3 of those floor plans. They still exist, but they made a 2-foot larger version of each of them. So we have a 3541, a 3543, and a 3545 floor plan, which is what we're in now. They are literally 2 feet longer. This coach measures 35 feet 10 inches is the total measurement on it. 12 foot 3 on the height. So that's our coach dimensions for us here. Now let's take a walk through this and kind of show you some details. I did bring my cheat sheets out here. You may see me referring to those. 2020s are brand new here, so I do have to cheat just a little bit. In fact, Newmar hasn't even started producing 2020s yet. We're shooting this video on May 31st. They're going to start next month. Actually producing those. We won't see them on dealers' lots until late July, early August at the very earliest, to where you'll see actual units on there. This was made for the dealer show. This was their show unit, and that shouldn't scare you at all. I know for a lot of manufacturers you'd be like, ooh, I don't know if I want the show unit. The thing you have to remember about Newmar is they're not a production. They don't run a formal production line in a traditional sense anywhere, where they go in and they build a batch of new Aires this day. We're going to build a batch of 35-foot Newmars, and in that scenario you might say, well, boy, the third or fourth one was probably better than the first one. It's not the case at all. Newmar builds everything one-off, so this could go down the assembly line next to $1 million King Air, and after that there could be a $150,000 gas unit behind it. So everything is custom built with Newmar anyway, so it really doesn't matter whether it's the first one or the last one. You get the same build quality, which is excellent. One of the areas we see the extra 2 feet other than the bedroom is actually here in the theater seating. That's new for this year, and there's definitely a little more space here. It was a smaller spot last year. These are electric seats, and there it goes. Nice cup holders built in. There's USBs on either side, and then you have a real nice storage spot here. There's actually a USB in there as well. All right, so that's number one. Same floor as last year, which very nice herringbone pattern. People love the floor, so no reason to mess with that. One of the new things this year was actually, instead of the standard multiplex lighting, they've gone to a new control pad. So you touch this screen here, and this gives me control of all the different lights, and you can dim them down if you want to. But also, if I touch lighting, and then I go over to, say, systems, and I hit TV lift up, oh my goodness, something's happening. Look at that. So there's a lot of your coach controls, a lot of your switches that were located in various places throughout the coach have been integrated into this. You can turn your water pump off and on here, obviously raise and lower your televator, your lighting system, your shades, your fans, display brightness. That's all controlled through here, and they're located all over the place. There's one here, there's one by the front door right up here, one back by the kitchen area there. They put one right next to the silver leaf panel. Come on, wake up. There we go. There's one in the bathroom, there's one in the bedroom, so they're truly located all over the place, and it gives you the ability to control pretty much anything that you would readily need throughout the coach. We talked about the dinette a little bit. That does pull out, and there are 2 leaves that go in there. Those leaves are back in the closet now, so there's 2 leaves that can go in there. This does pull out very easily. Okay, all Corian, done in-house by Newmar, and there are 2 folding chairs that match these 2 chairs. Okay, so we have the hutch, china cabinet, whatever you want to call it here. I might use it as extra pantry, but there's a very nice pantry here that's very well lit with pull-out adjustable drawers. Okay. There's storage below as well. This coach does have the central vac. You can see it hiding out down there below. That's kind of the dustpan portion of it, and then you can hook your attachments up back over here. All right, we'll go over some of the storage in the main living area here. We have 2 smaller cabinets here, but they're very deep. This is not for storage. Have our Bose sound system, and then our Blu-ray player, and then this is where if you had any other AV equipment, you could put that in here too, such as a satellite receiver, that type of thing. All right, up front, well, we'll start over here. Storage and storage. Over here, more storage, and this is vented, so if you have any electronics, again, that's not a bad cabinet to run those in because it is vented out the back. Here's most of our coach control systems, anything from our Girard awnings to our Winegard digital antenna, window awnings, satellite system, the Wi-Fi router, which this does have built in, steps, exterior LEDs, slide controls, door awnings, all of our privacy drapes up front here, and your security lights. That's all controlled inside this panel. New Air videos for me tend to be very long, so I'm going to try to keep it moving a little bit. If anybody wants more detailed information on that, don't hesitate to give me a call. Over here we have more storage. Looks like a solar controller up there as well. All right. More storage over here. Now, over by the passenger seat, which, by the way, the passenger seat has what has always been referred to in my mind by, it's a buddy seat. It's the wide seat. It's definitely wider than the driver's seat. I know a lot of times RVers have that little pet that wants to stay with them, usually a little dog or maybe a cat, something like that. So that's something we definitely don't want to ignore. Both the driver's and passenger seats do spin around, and they are full recliner seats, and they're made by Flex Steel, so they're actually very comfortable, not only while you're driving down the road, but certainly once you're at your destination, you can turn them around and get very comfortable. Over here on the passenger side, we have a cell phone charger. That's a wireless cell phone charger built in, and new for this year is this little screen. Oh, it's upside down. That'll rotate. But this is actually a GPS screen where the passengers can see it. You know, the manufacturers are kind of in a little bit of a trick bag, because if we angle this dash towards the driver so the driver can see the GPS, the passenger can't. If you put it flat where both people could see it, if there's any sunshine at all coming towards the screen, it kind of messes things up. Nobody can see it at that point, because you get horrible reflections off it if you're not looking directly at it. So Newmar decided to angle this in towards the driver, which is the proper way to do it, so both your backup cameras, your side cameras, and your GPS can all be viewed through this screen. But then they gave the passenger the extra, the buddy screen, where they can also see it and be a good navigator. So that's a nice setup. Of course, with the new Aire, we do have an all digital dash. I'm going to slide in here. With our all digital dash, first thing we got was push button start. So to start this coach, the keys have to be in the coach, which they are. You put your foot on the brake, you press on. She's running. Now obviously it's very quiet. We can watch the digital dash come to life here. Well, it says tire pressure communication fail. It didn't say that a minute ago when we had it started, so I think that'll go away. This does have built-in tire pressure monitoring on it. That's also new for 2020. There we go. As it cycles through its checklist, it's turning off lights, so that's good. New for Freightliner chassis this year, and this is a Freightliner chassis. All Freightliner chassis are going to this new, if it's a 2020 Freightliner chassis, it's going to this new dash style. No longer do you have your traditional smart wheel. This wheel is a little smaller. The first time I set foot in one of these, the first thing I said is, okay, how in the heck do I put it in gear? Because traditionally you've had a push button transmission, occasionally over here, but usually on the driver's left. So what's going on? Well, I'll show you what's going on. We need to get a good shot of this guy right here, Tony. This is our new selector for all Freightliner chassis. You can simply, to put this in drive, you simply put your foot on the brake, roll it up into the D position. It'll show up on the dashboard that it's in drive, or we can do the same thing in reverse. Give it a second. There we go. Shows up in reverse or back into our neutral position. So this is going to be very easy to reach. The idea was for Freightliners to have everything a little more handy, where you don't have to take your eye. With that touchpad, you kind of had to, look over here while you're doing that. Everything becomes just like your car. You don't have to look at your car to turn your wiper blades on or to turn your high beams on. You know, once you get used to your car, where all the controls are. Same thing is true here. You can also put this transmission in manual mode if you want to grab an extra gear in the mountains, something like that. Or your engine brake is also controlled through here, high and low and on and off. That's all controlled through here as well. So this stock does multiple things. On the other side, this is where we've moved our wiper control. It used to be on the wheels. Now it is on the turn signal stalk. So that's what is controlled here. Our washers, wipers, all that good stuff. And our high and low beams are also controlled through here. So that's a little more automotive feel, which is what they were going for. And then with this digital dash, I have a little control center over here. Think about this like the computer mouse, okay? I can actually control what's on this right here just by kind of scrolling up and down. You really have 4 or 5 buttons here. You can go up and down. And cycle through this, and then when you find what you're looking for, like I'm going to go to vehicle configuration, there's my Bluetooth settings, dash brightness, steering effort. That's the comfort drive setting is now controlled in here, and I can press on that. If I want more or less comfort drive, I can kind of just dial this up and down in there. So it's no longer a knob on the dash. Again, the knob on the dash, you kind of had to lean forward, take your eye off the road and reach for it. This is done without ever taking your hands off the wheel. We can also cycle through all kinds of different things as far as hour meters, distance to empty, engine load, what gear we're in. You can cycle through all of this stuff without taking your hand off the wheel. Temperatures, the barometric pressure, turbo pressure, all kinds of things you're not going to use on a real regular basis, but if you want to, they're controlled with your left thumb here. So that's your left hand controls. Our right hand is new too. Well, not our hand, my hand's same old hand. The right hand controls are new, and this is kind of an interesting feature. For years, we've had radios in these that were Bluetoothable. You could sync your phone to these radios, but the microphone was usually on the radio, and hearing wasn't real good. It wasn't like automobiles today that have the microphone reasonably placed and hidden and all that good stuff. And you certainly didn't have things like steering wheel controls to answer them with. Freightliner has integrated Bluetooth into their coach, so you can set it up by scrolling through that menu I was just scrolling through, and then when the phone rings, once you're set up to it, you can answer it, all that good stuff right here with these buttons, and the microphone is integrated into the coach. You have better sound. It'll also pop up on your screen here who it is, so again, it's real easy to look at. Everything is just much more like having a new automobile than having an old automobile with some fancy electronics added, which has kind of been our world in the RV industry. So Freightliner's been a very good partner with us on this to help integrate some modern RV equipment into this that's going to be much more automotive. Our cruise control is still set with the right hand here, and we have a mute button for the radio and stuff like that. So this will take a little bit of getting used to, and we'll go over more of this on future videos, but I wanted to give you an idea of just what we're looking at here. Also, the headlight switch is much more automotive. It's not just rocker switches. That looks like more like what you'd find in a regular car, that type of thing. So 2 cup holders over here, which we've had in the past. We do have USB and audio inputs over here if we want to play our either charge our phone or run our audio through the radio system. You can do that. You still have your traction control switch and your power window switch over here to the driver's left, power mirrors, and the leveling jack system all over here on the driver's left as well. Moving to the center console, oh, we got a nice phone charger up here, so I like that. Moving to the center console, we have our camera control for our backup and our 2 side cameras. And on our backup camera, we can kind of choose the perspective there. Now, that looks a little weird right now. I'll apologize. Tony left the rear hatch open. That's the rear engine cover you see standing up there. He's going to try to blame me, but I assure you it was him. Normally that would give you 3 different views on the outside to see what you're looking at there. Looks a lot better when we remember to shut the engine cover. Our visor control for our main visors up front, our docking lights, our overhead fans for extra defrost are all controlled here. Our fan that's tied to our hydronic system for our heating system is controlled here. Generator, I can lock my doors. Air horns up here. Courtesy lights, which are down by the floor lights for at night. And then the passenger side visors. That's all controlled here in the center console. This system is also our radio. So whether we're doing XM or camera control or Rand McNally navigation, that's all built into this system as well. Uh-oh, the radio is going to come on if I'm not careful here. As long as it's turned down, it'll be okay. And then we have our dash controls for our HVAC up here, as well as a couple of nice little storage drawers. Now, this coach does have 2,500 miles on it. It is brand new, it is full warranty, but it does have 2,500 miles on it. And the reason for that is, well, this was built in Napanee, Indiana. It went down to Florida, where the Newmar dealer meeting was. It came back to Napanee, Indiana, and they checked over everything again after some good road time. They like to do that. Then they sent it out. This was used for the pictures in the brochure. So this will be in the brochure. That's what you'll be looking at as soon as it comes out. And then they sent it to us. So this coach does have a few miles on it, but that shouldn't affect you in the least. It is brand new. If anything, it's had a little more road time and a little more road testing by Newmar personnel than what your normal coach does. And of course, we always check everything out before it goes to you anyway, but your warranty starts on the day you take it home. So, but I do, full disclosure, there are a few more miles on this. Normally they get to my place with less than 200 miles on them. All right, so we've been over the dinette, we've been over the theater seating. Of course, we have power shades. These are the day shades that are down now. and these are all power. At night you have full blackout shades like the front ones. Tony, get a shot of the front shade there. There's your full blackout shade. So all the windows have both throughout here, and they're all power. We've been over the pantry. Let's get into the kitchen. I'm going to open up some upper cabinets here. This pull-out is new in the new Aire this year. We have a 30-inch convection microwave from Whirlpool. We do have, it's a new model of true induction cooktop. It is still removable, so you can take it outside if you want to. So that's undermounted, which I really like. Love the backsplash is new this year. The Corian is new this year. Pay no attention to my cheat sheet. One big stainless sink with a pull-out sink sprayer. And then let's go over some of the storage down below. I love this one. We have the trash can in here. And then something, they've been doing this on a lot of the drawers. These are the soft close drawers. Okay, now so that we had last year. Little pull out here for your little scrubbies. Here's something that's new. We'll take a look at our storage down there first, and off to the right there, that's where you put your Corian sink top and stove top when you're not using them. But watch this. You gotta get this as an action photo here, Tony. Put it in slow-mo. You get these drawers close, and they're gonna pull themselves in. They're soft closed doors as well as soft closed drawers. How slick is that? So all you have to do is get it close and walk away. It'll pull itself in. That's worth an extra couple $100 right there, I'm telling you. All right, let's look at our drawers. These are all dovetailed. When you get to this level coach, you're not getting just stapled together cabinetry. You're getting really nice cabinetry in the Newmar luxury line. Again, these are soft close. Gotta love that. Okay, another big drawer here. There's all the remotes and everything, but look at the nice dividers and everything built in here. That's a lot better than having some Rubbermaid 99-cent tray in there. And then of course we did option in the dishwasher as well. Okay, we're going to check out the bathroom. Be my guest, Tony. That one's probably not big enough for the both of us. New tile floor in the shower this year, and then they put the little, what they called the footrest in down there, down low. And then the shampoo bottles in up on the wall. That's new for this year. Still have the water miser system in there for saving water. We still have the emergency exit behind the toilet. Check out Tony's new camera. Get your camera in the shot, Tony. Look at that thing I'm staring at. That doesn't look anything like a camera. That thing moves and follows me around. It's a little freaky, but it's supposed to be really high def, so we'll see what you think about it. Please let us know if you can tell an improvement online, because we're always trying to improve the process here, so I hope you like it. Undermount sink. This is Corian again, molded in. I love the light in the mirror. That's new this year. Surely that still opens. There we go. Trained professional. Little lip right there you got to find. Storage here, storage here, storage here. This coach does have heated floors. Oh, those are soft close in the bathroom too. Look at that. So we have heated floors throughout. That is electric radiant heat from the floors. People really enjoy that feature. You know, it's not an inexpensive feature. It's approaching $7,000, but it's one of those that people really like, and once they have it, they wouldn't give it up for anything. So we've been optioning that in. Over here, we can go over just briefly our Silverleaf system. That's this screen right here. This tells us everything we need to know. From a standpoint of how much power is coming into the coach. We've got 2 legs of 120 volt coming in, which is normal because you're on the generator. Tells us our house batteries, tells us the level of our tanks. We can switch over to AC power. It's telling us how much power we're using. DC power is telling us what's going on with our batteries. Gen set, just exactly what it sounds like. This coach, of course, does have auto gen start, where you can have the generator to either charge your batteries or to cool off the coach. Like if you leave pets in here and you want to set it to where, hey, if this coach gets to 75 degrees, I want that generator to start so the air conditioner can run. You can certainly do that as well, so you know your pets are safe. Switch to the water setting. There's your tank levels, water pump on. This does have the autofill feature, where the night before you leave, if you want to just hit autofill, you wake up in the morning and your tanks are full. This is our climate control. This is zoned, and you can kind of just hit, I always just hit all and then hit cool and set it to whatever temperature I want, or heat, regardless of how you want it. And then you can set it up for day or night temperatures. If you like it a little warmer during the day than you do at night, or vice versa, you can do that. And you can zone this for living room, bathroom, bedroom, that type of thing. And then the Oasis system, that's our hydronic heating system. This is how we heat our water, and it is unlimited hot water. You can either do that off of diesel fuel or off of electric, or this also is the main heating system for our coach. Now understand, you can use the heated floor to heat this coach a little bit. You can use the heat pumps that are built into the air conditioners to heat this if it's above 40 degrees. But if it gets down really cold, you're going to want to use the Oasis system to heat this. That's going to be your primary heating system. But hopefully you're keeping this coach where it's well above 40 degrees, like, 75 and sunny somewhere. So that's a little bit about the Oasis system. The bathroom is done with a pocket door here. And this isn't, again, this is another level of motorhome. That's not some hollow core door like you usually see in RVs. That's a solid, you can tell when you're moving it back and forth, you've got a piece of lumber in your hands. That's a solid door, and it automatically locks in the all the way open or all the way closed position. There's the courtesy light I mentioned earlier. Get a shot of that while we're there. Those are nice because at night you can leave those on. They don't keep you up at all, but they do give you some nice light to walk through here. Okay, here's our Samsung refrigerator with ice maker built in, LED lighting. Okay. All right. Oops, gotta shut them in the right order. Amateur hour. And then what we've all been waiting for, Tony, cue the music, the king bed. For the first 2 years of the new Aire, it was offered with a queen and a queen only, and if I had one request, and if I had it 1,000 times, it was, can we get a king bed in the new Aire product? This is the king bed in the new Aire product. So that's nice. There is still a little bit of storage underneath. It's not real deep, but one thing about RVers, if you give them a storage spot, they'll find something to put there. On either side of the bed, there are these outlets that have dual 110 plugs, but they also have USBs built in. One of the big things for all Newmar coaches this year was giving you just a skosh, that is the technical measurement, a skosh, more room on either side here. For years, Newmar's been doing it, and so have other manufacturers. It's kind of just been the bane of our existence, is we cram that mat, we make this slide box the exact dimension of the width of the mattress, so that it's just wedged in there. And I know there's some of you out there giggling right now because, you can't make your bed. We hear you. Newmar heard you. So they widened this just a skosh, exactly a skosh, not under, not over, to give you room to actually get your hands down there. I can get my whole wrist down in there to where you can actually make the bed. It makes things a lot easier. Storage above. Now they did put in, there's an outlet. Hold on, let me crawl up on the bed here. There's an outlet right here in the center. That black thing is an outlet. It might be hard to see, but you're going to have to take my word for it. That's new for 2020. What that's for is for CPAP machines. We have a lot of people that are on CPAPs. That is what that's for. And then they gave you can either leave a door open and route it down, or you can pull one of these little plugs out here and route it down through there. So however you prefer, but they did think about you. Again, Newmar hears you when you express your opinions, and they're responding to that. So that's a wonderful thing. Our rear closet, LED light in here. You can see the two folding chairs, and down on the floor are the leaves. And here's just our circuit breaker box and our 12-volt fuses. Okay, and then back in the corner is the safe. I'll get out of the way. Okay, take a look here. New for 2020, actually late 2019 had this as well. They went to the Splendid stackable washer dryers. They switched brands because we couldn't get a matching set. Believe it or not, the washer was one model, the dryer was another. They didn't mate quite that well when they stacked on top of each other, so Newmar always had to put a shelf in there. This just works better. This is a mated set for this exact application. People like the Splendid, so should be in good shape there. That's a big TV. I don't know if that got bigger, if that's just my imagination, but that's a good size TV for a bedroom. I'm going to open these up and let Tony get a shot in there. And then look at the drawers. 6 of them, and these are all deep drawers. All right. I could talk about the inside of a New Aire for a while. Okay, too late for that. I've already talked about the inside of a New Aire for a while. There's a lot to see here. Let's go look at the outside as well. All right, I told you I was going to be double checking myself using some cheat sheets here. So give me a moment here. I'm going to make sure we didn't miss anything. Well, this is the Surrey decor and inside and outside. So we have the Surrey decor on the inside and this Surrey, I can't say Surrey all of a sudden, S-U-R-I, the Surrey exterior as well. These are the Bermuda glazed maple and these are the high gloss cabinets. So that's what you're looking at wood wise. I'm making sure we mention most of these options. This does have the universal toll module in it. Basically, it's a setup kind of like the Easy Pass where you'll get billed separately and you can go straight through the toll booths, which obviously makes things pretty easy. I mentioned that this does have the Wi-Fi cellular router in it. The Sky Pro one, though, is the one, it'll be a Wi-Fi range extender. It has a built-in router and it will also be able where you can purchase some a chip from either Verizon or AT&T and actually use the 4G network if you're in a situation where you don't have Wi-Fi available, so that's nice. This does have the in-motion satellite dish on the roof already. Sleep number bed, I forgot to mention that, so that is a sleep number bed in the coach. This I mentioned up front there that looked like a solar controller to me. That's what that is. It does have the solar option on it, and that's a pricey option, but it has the 4 sun-free solar panels on the roof. Now, I don't want to overpitch solar. I'm one of those guys that's a little on the fence when it comes to solar from the standpoint of the way most people RV. Not that solar is not a great thing and that it's not free power and all that, but it's not in some motorhome applications, you know, when we're driving down the road, our batteries are charging. When our generators are running, our batteries are charging. When we're plugged in at the campground, our batteries are charging. When we're plugged in at home, our batteries are charging. And about the most you're going to get out of the solar panels is a good battery charge. So why the heck do you need solar panels? Well, it will take a little bit of the load off those other items when you are when you are using them. You'll have a little less load on the generator and stuff like that because it'll have a little less work to do with the solar keeping up with things. And certainly if you do boondock, which a lot of people with Class A motorhomes don't, but if you are somebody that does boondock, you can certainly go longer with those solar panels running. You can put quite a bit of charge back in the batteries. You're not going to run your air conditioner off the solar panels. I want to make that perfectly clear. I think that's deep down inside, that's what everybody really wants to hear me say is, Chris, you put the solar option on, you can run air conditioner. That's not going to happen. So let's not go there. All right, we talked about the theater seating. This does have the SantaCon on it. We'll show you that on the outside as well. And the rest of the stuff I'm going to go over on the outside of the coach. So we will take a look at that. MSRP, I'm allowed to give MSRP. I'm not allowed to give any other pricing online. The MSRP of this coach comes to you for only $481,699. All right, let's go take a look at the outside. Oh, I almost forgot. 2 other things. First of all, this does have a 105-gallon fresh water tank. So that's been up, so that's a good thing. Before, I believe it was a 75 or 80 gallon. So with the 35 footer, that leaves us a little more space to mess with down there. So more fresh water, that doesn't hurt a thing. And more importantly, there's been a change in the windows of the New Aire. This actually took place in 19, but we didn't go over it in previous videos, and I don't know that everybody's aware of it, so I want to go over it now. Your main windows, by default, are going to come in without any way to open them. Now, don't panic. We're going to go into explaining this a little bit. But these windows, first of all, look at the view out of any of these big windows. You don't have any of the dividers. You don't have any of the screens. You know, one of the reasons we do this is to go enjoy the world and see the world. What better way than through a nice, large hunk of glass without any interruptions in there? Now, for those of you that are thinking, but I like to open my windows and I like to get fresh air, I hear you. So does Newmar. You still have these 2 little windows that open here. You have the entire front screen door. You have the passenger window, and you have your bedroom windows will all open and have screens in them. And if you turn on your fantastic fans, I promise you, you will have tons of fresh air rolling through this coach. But there are 3 windows that do not open. They are the window over the dinette, The window over the theater seating and the window in the kitchen, which is a new, bigger window, those do not open. They're made to give you the maximum amount of view. They did some studies with the Newmar owners group, and basically most owners said, yeah, we don't open our windows that much if we're being truthful about it. We're usually running the air conditioner because it's hot outside, and so you really just don't need to have all of the windows being able to open. So that's the reason for that. All right, now let's go look at the outside. All right, let's check out the outside of the 2020 Newmar New Aire 3545. One of the first things I noticed, it's just a little thing, but the new lighted grab handle, look at the spirally light through there. That just used to be straight lines before. Somebody got in there and twisted that all up. It's just a little thing, but I think it just looks cool. You do still have your keyless entry. You can lock and unlock your coach with your code. You can also lock and unlock the compartment doors. You have a doorbell. Wait, I'm supposed to demo the doorbell. Hold on, I'll go inside with the microphone. Tony, you film the pressing of the button. This is going to be detailed. All right, there we go. We've demoed the doorbell. Sorry, that's the second time we've demoed that now, but that was by special request. And then we actually have the flagpole holder up front here. There's a little sleeve that drops down in there, a little stainless steel sleeve that drops down in there, and you drop your flag in. This coach does have the side cameras and the backup camera on it as well. One of the big things that separates this from other small diesels made out there in the marketplace is there are some small diesels out there that are actually made with 19.5-inch tires. These are not only 22.5-inch tires, they're actually on aluminum rims, and they're not the 275s or the 265s or the 255s, they're the 305s. These are big bus tires. That affects the way this coach rides. This coach flat out drives amazing. What also contributes to that is the independent front suspension. So the independent front suspension is standard on this coach as well. Dual fuel fill, you can fuel it from either side. And then I'm just going to go down and open all these compartments and let Tony film. These are barn style doors here. Okay, so we do have the pull-out freezer. This is either refrigerator or freezer, either one. This runs off of 12 volt or 110. This pulls way out. I love the little, we optioned in the power storage trays on here. I love the little tray. I don't know what you'd put on there, but on the 3545, that's an option. Your two big trays are power as well. We did option in on this coach as well, the hammock option. The hammock, I'm not going to take the time to set it up because it's hot out here, and these videos are long enough. But there's a little cleat right here on the side of the coach. That's where one end of the hammock goes to, and then there's an A-frame stand on the other end. You're out here on a hammock underneath your Girard awnings. These are the Nova style awnings. It's a nice day today. We'll get those opened up for you as well. Now, this is just a little bit of storage in here. All of these are lit. These compartments have the LED lights in them. They come on when you open the doors. There's a master switch on the inside. As I mentioned, the two main trays are also power slide trays. Any chance this is unlocked? I knew that was going to bite me. We'll come back to that. Step back here. We'll take a look. These are our chassis batteries and our chassis disconnect back here. Of course, it's Newmar, so you have the flush mount slides. This coach not only has the Girard awnings on it, it has the Girard window awnings as well. We'll get some shots later with that all opened up. As we come back to the back, see, I told you the back hatch was open. You can see this is still a side radiator coach. This will still tow 10,000 pounds. You look in here. This actually is the 450 horse engine. That's the big boy, so that's a little more full than it is when we had the smaller engine stuffed up in there. So that's a pretty full engine compartment back there. You know, before, the 33-foot New Aire is right on par with a Dutch Star or a Mountain Aire in regards to power to weight ratio. This is ridiculously higher than that in a power to weight ratio. So if you're looking for a bus to get on down the road and get up to speed quickly, this will be your bus. We mentioned side radiator. Let's get these compartments open. There's your DEF tank, that's diesel exhaust fluid. Remember, you only use about 1 gallon of that for every 50 gallons of fuel. So you don't use a lot of DEF. Moving forward, this is our wet bay. So everything from your whole house water filtration system to your power hose reel to your macerator, that's what this hose is. This is your macerator hose. A macerator is just an extra grinder and pump. Now the toilet's already a macerating toilet, but this is an extra grinder and pump in case you need to dump a little further than normal. So if you're going to dump your tanks and it's not just going 5 feet into the dump station, you need to go 25 feet, something like that. You can do that with the macerator. So it's made for going over long distances. I like the fact that we can check our tank levels out here, and that we do have hot and cold water and a black and gray tank rinse out here also. Makes everything very easy. You got to love how well labeled everything is. We move forward a compartment. We're really going to see just a handful of things in here. The Oasis system is our hydronic heating system. We'll post another link to a second video that we did on hydronic heating systems right under this video on our webpage. So you'll be able to watch that as well if you're not familiar with these systems. But that's what heats all of our water, and it is unlimited hot water, and it also is the main heating system for the coach itself. You also see we have a 50 amp shore power cord reel in here, and our central vac. That's where we clean out the bag and everything on our central vac system. Moving forward, we see more storage. This is the back side of the storage. And then this little compartment here, you can see that's your inverter, and then your sewer hose storage right next to it. Nothing too exciting there, it's sewer hose storage. We have our pull-out battery tray with the 8 AGM batteries on it. And then coming all the way forward, we actually have our Freightliner electronics. Now I'm going to pull this handle here, and when I do that up front, the hood pops up, new for 2020. The new Aire hood is actually on struts instead of having a prop rod, so that's nice. And then we have our generator. That's obviously the Onan diesel generator. We have our hot water to generator feature right there next to our air horn, so we can have hot water out in the coach. And that pretty much covers what's up front here. So that's a little bit on the outside of the new Aire. Let's show you what this looks like with all the awnings and everything opened up. Okay, we have all of our awnings and window awnings, main awnings, all that is opened up now. And I unlocked that TV compartment. I knew that was going to bite me. So here we go. You take a look here. The entire side of the coach, from the front entry door that has a little awning over it, all the way to the very back of the coach, we're all covered by awning. That's the difference when you get to this level of coach and you have the molded awnings up into the main cap there, up into the main sidewall. It gives you more awning space. These are the Novas, which just mean this awning bends in the middle to give you that much more shade. So it's the whole side of your coach. This is where you spend a lot of your time. This is where your chairs are set up. So that's a wonderful thing. These are power awnings as well, these window awnings, and they're on both sides. We'll get shots of that for you. And of course we do have our Samsung TV with the Bose speaker system on the pull-out arm. This is new. This wallboard back here has been upgraded. That's a different color. I think it was black last year. So that looks a lot cleaner as well. But we'll shut this so you can just kind of get a look at all the shade this provides. And I know, oh, I forgot to open one. When you get inside, you can actually, when you open these up, you can actually feel the coach cooling off almost immediately, just getting the sun to quit beating down on you while you're inside the coach just from these window awnings. So that's a wonderful feature. Tony's going to go over and get a shot of the other side, and while he's doing that, I'm going to sneak in and open the awning I forgot, or the window awning that I forgot to open. All right, it's Friday afternoon. We're out in the shade. We've got an RV, has quite a bit of fuel in it. Tony, what do you say? Let's head for the beach. All right, Tony and I are stealing a motorhome for the weekend. We don't know where we'll end up. Don't tell our wives. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to our page. Don't forget to ask for me when you call in, and we'll see you next time. I'm very excited, actually. I was just informed. Don't know what we're doing yet, but I know that next week Tony and I are in charge of doing the hot deal of the week. So we'll see what's in store there. I'm sure it'll be some nice big diesel push or something like that. We'll talk soon. Thanks for watching.